Arab watlam cúpla ábhar agsúla a phléileat tróna aniu agus tá cúpla ceistena a gom fosta bheadh mé lánsásta le freagraí scríofa mun a bhfuil galore am a going. The first issue concerns the impact of COVID-19 on rural schools. Minister, I've been very concerned about this issue for some time now, and as a former principal of a rural school, I honestly feel that the current system is not working or not fit for purpose in terms of staffing schedule and the bans. I know of many schools throughout the constituency of Laois Offaly who've lost much needed and valued teachers simply because they were a couple of pupils short of the number required to retain that teacher. I feel that this will become more of a problem now with the social distancing measures that will come into our schools. And again, I would have just appeal to you, because I know there's huge concern among teachers and parents, and indeed it's unfair on the children themselves about this issue. And I would just appeal to you to maybe put a moratorium on schools losing teachers in the short term, but long term, if you're still the Minister for Education, I would really appreciate any efforts to carry out a review. I think it's long overdue. I felt that rural schools have been disadvantaged for too long now, and I would appeal to you on that, please, if you could. We know that our teacher-pupil ratios in Ireland are higher than the European average, and again, that's another reason why we should review the staffing schedules in rural schools. The next issue I want to raise concerns the accommodation fees of third-level students. I have been contacted by many parents in the constituency, and I feel that the current situation is completely unfair. And I'm just wondering, Minister, could there be a statutory obligation put on landlords to refund the accommodation fees of these students? This could make the difference between students returning to college or not returning to college, particularly if they come from disadvantaged backgrounds. We've seen, in fairness, the Leaving Cert examination fees are being refunded, and that's only right. And I would like to see the same thing happening in terms of accommodation for our third-level students. The next issue I want to raise, Minister, is an issue in relation to Gael's School Dáil Éireann in Bar. Now, I did receive the response back last week in relation to that school. It badly needs to move to permanent accommodation because its current accommodation is hindering its progress and indeed its development. It cannot reach its full potential, and it cannot enrol the number of students that it would like to because of the inadequate space in the current premises. I would just like a timeline provided, Minister. I got the answer, but there's no timeline, and my fear is that this will get kicked down the road further and further. It is a very urgent and pressing issue, and I just wonder if you could provide some sort of timeline to give the school a sense of progress and indeed allow them to plan for the move to permanent premises, which is long overdue. The last issue I wish to raise with you this evening, Minister, is in terms of the teacher training colleges. Has there been any engagement in terms of the student school placements? I believe that these placements play a vital role in terms of assisting schools in their work and also developing a student in terms of their future career in teaching. And I feel that they'll be needed now more than ever in a pragmatic sense. Given that we're going to be socially distancing, given that we have children of different ability levels within our schools, I feel that they would play a very crucial role in our schools in assisting teachers in the autumn. I have engaged with one institute of education on this, but I would like to hear your view. I myself feel it's a very pragmatic approach, and it's something that would benefit both the student, teacher and indeed the school.
Yeah, the couple of questions. Well, just maybe introduce just on the PTR for small schools. I did have an opportunity last budget to reduce the PTR for 1, 2, 3, 4 teacher schools, and we're also as a party we committed to reducing the PTR as well in future budgets. Agus Maidir leis an scoil na léachra I mura chas mé leis na ceannaireacht de lig an bliain siú hart agus sé sa líor sa scoil agus cantar seo go bhfuil scoil sin ionta tábhachta agus de méo in tonraí nó in rodella the Maidir leis an Golgan Kin leis an scoil seo be mis asta leis an teagmhil a dhéanamh.